Hello, Marquis Taylor here. Thank you for tuning in to today's message. I'd like to talk about 3 universal laws tonight. And I want to open up with saying, always remember, your focus determines your reality. George Lucas, creator of Star Wars. We must understand that stating that we want something will only produce that same experience, wanting something. This is a statement of lack, meaning that the statement originates from the idea that we do not already have what we want. To change our experience, we must act as if we already have it by changing our focus. So, the first universal law I want to discuss is thoughts become things. In order to achieve our goals, we must believe and envision that we already have it. Therefore, our prayers should not be prayers of supplication, but prayers of gratitude. Anything we could ever want, we already have as soon as we think it. We must understand that we can not simply judge by appearances. These are metaphysical concepts after all. Just because someone does not currently experience their desires does not mean that they are not attracting that experience over time. It's important to understand this because when people ask of the universe or state into the universe that they want something, all the universe will reply to that person is, yes, you do want something. And as long as they keep saying they want something, and as long as they keep saying they wish for something, they simply end up perpetuating that want more and more. They'll never actually attract and achieve what they want. That's important to understand, that you have to come from a place of gratitude as if you already have achieved it and that it's meant for you in order to attract it to you. That will be explained further when we get to the third law. Second law, all potentials exist. Basically, this law explains that nothing is impossible because all potentials exist. If you can think it, then it exists. In my opinion, I believe the definition of impossible is wrong. I'll explain why. Currently, impossible, the way it's seen by the populace, is that if something is declared impossible, then it can never be achieved. It never has been achieved, and it never will be achieved. But as we all know, traveling to and from the moon was once deemed impossible, but we do it regularly today. Even reading on a screen was once deemed as impossible, and even hearing my voice electronically was once deemed as impossible. So I simply decided to redefine the word impossible as the following: something that has knowingly yet to happen. To me, this seems like a more accurate description, because typically when people say that something is impossible, it means they personally have never seen it happen, heard of it happening, and think it's highly unlikely to happen. But as we all know, those things don't determine whether or not something is possible or not. What determines whether something is possible or not is by thinking it into existence. A good quote to describe this is a quote by Tony Robbins. The only limitations are the stories we tell ourselves about why we cannot achieve our goals. This ultimately embodies this law, which leads me into the third and most vital law. Everything is energy. Everything we could ever want has a certain frequency. If one can match their personal frequency with the frequency of what they desire, they will inevitably achieve their goal. We must learn to match our frequency with that which we desire by stating, believing, and acting as if we already have it. The universe has no choice but to reveal to us that which we desire. This explains why people with so much confidence seem to be so successful. Confidence literally is a force where it attracts to people something that they desire because they believe that they are meant for it prior to even beginning the action. Before they even start, the belief has already been instilled in them, and you can see the confidence on them. You can feel it radiating from them. Ultimately, we must intentionally use our imagination like we do every day. Nothing ever happens without intention. In order to get out of bed, we must intend to do so before we do it. In order to speak, we must intend to speak before we sound out our words. We do this so often that it's second nature. It becomes so automatic that we forget all the possibilities that our imagination can allow us to experience. This is such a powerful concept because while many of us might think that we're capable of certain things, we think we're incapable of many other things. When in actual reality, because all potentials exist, we are capable of producing so much more than what we allow ourselves to think, so much more than what we limit ourselves to. And it's so vital to understand that by thinking something is impossible, we manifest that into reality. By thinking it's impossible to drive a car, it will become impossible. And it's that simple. As long as we keep manifesting that thought, we will attract that certain reality. And it's very, very critical to know that the brain cannot think of more than one thing at a time. And if we desire something, we can also desire something else that's contradictory. That's what's dangerous about this. For example, someone wants to be a teacher and they say, I want to be a teacher. I'm excited about being a teacher. I'm happy about being a teacher. I'm working to become a teacher. I look forward to being a teacher. I deserve to be a teacher. But then at the same time, there will be thoughts in between there that say, what if I don't make it? What if this isn't for me? What if I'm not capable? What if I fail? Those are contradictory thoughts. And when it comes to attracting something, remember, you can only have one thought at a time. And that means you can only attract one idea at a time. Think of that as more like a teeter-totter. On one side of the teeter-totter, you have becoming the teacher. And on the other side of the teeter-totter, you have not being the teacher, incapable of being the teacher. And whichever one gets attracted to the ground is whichever one is heavily thought upon more often. So you can't attract both to the ground at the same time. Only one or the other. That's it. And so when you think about becoming a teacher, it's about constantly feeding your mind with what it takes to become the teacher. This is why things like dream boards and focus wheels are so powerful, because they focus the brain on it. It literally rewires the subconscious mind to attract into its life a certain thing. Everything we've ever wanted or will want, we already have. Judge not by appearances. Writing, speaking, and thinking our goals into reality every day is what it means to successfully use the third law. Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, goes into further detail in regards to the usage of this law. And to take it even a step further, Dr. Emoto's rice experiment, it visually shows us the power of consistent focus. I highly recommend watching this, and I even more recommend doing it. I've done the experiment myself 3 times. Again, that's Dr. Emoto's rice experiment. You can type it into YouTube. Do it right now. Dr. Emoto's rice experiment. E-M-O-T-O. Dr. Emoto. He's Japanese. This is literally life-altering for me, and it's life-altering for anyone, but especially for children. It's a game changer. The video is literally a minute and a half. But I highly recommend taking advantage of it because it's the start of my personal journey in altering my mind. Taking advantage of these 3 laws has been a game changer for me. I changed my habits drastically. My grades went up higher than what they'd ever been in my entire college career. I was working out more frequently. I was eating better. I felt better. I was traveling to places that I've never been before, meeting new people, attracting so much more abundance into my life. I had an excitement about me that was not there before. Things had changed. I was perpetuating this ideology of abundance type thinking, and it just kept happening more and more, and it's still happening today. I'm literally mustering energy to achieve and attract certain things into my life. So I just want to go over the 3 laws really quickly to close. 1, thoughts become things. 2, all potentials exist. 3, everything is energy. Everything we could ever want has a certain frequency. If one can match their personal frequency with the frequency of what they desire, they will inevitably achieve their goal. And that sums up everything I wanted to say today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will have the next message very soon. I appreciate it. Be safe. Take it easy.